Hello, everybody. Ooh, let me blow your ears out. I'm Dustin Staples with you here. 3 o'clock. It's been a little while since I've been back in the afternoons, but we're going to just keep rotating through the summer schedule as always. But we do appreciate you checking us out here on this afternoon. It is hot and toasty, however you want to call it. Hope you're staying warm out there. This looks to be the last of the real extreme heat we have been in for several days. Day 4 for 4 for first alert weather day. So we are 4 for 4. Hopefully we're not 5 for 5 tomorrow on that matter. But again, we do, acknowledge that we have been tracking this heat. We've told you about it about a week and a half ago, really. So we've been tracking heat for several, almost a week or two now at this point, now to give you the first alert on what is coming. So we're with you here as well. Let's get you now to what is in the making here over the coming days. Obviously, we do have this heat advisories continuing to about 8 p.m. This evening here. That will continue for everybody in Eastern Carolina. And again, as we see those heat indices between 105, about 110, give or take. And we'll get to your feels like temperatures in just a little bit here, but again, I want to showcase that map here. But we're not the only ones dealing with high heat all around Eastern Carolina. Obviously, if you're traveling up towards portions of I-95 to D.C., the Delmarva area, seeing that, and even some excessive extreme heat warnings there for portions of West Virginia, areas that normally do not see this type of heat. They're normally accustomed to snow in the time of the, not this time of year, but normally places that get a lot of snow are now seeing the extreme heat warnings there, and even portions of the Mid-South, Ohio River Valley, extending back to portions of Iowa. They're a little sliver of those heat advisories. So really interesting setup here. That's about it for pretty much along and east of the Mississippi River. You're in some sort of heat alert. Obviously, those states and then along the west and northwest of that, along in those heat advisories as well. Temperatures outside 95 in Greenville, same in Swan Quarter, several 92s in Plymouth and Williamson, Ahoskie and Stumpy Point 91 in Kinston, Goldsboro, Roanoke Rapids 90 in Keansville, 86 in Beaufort, 89 both in Hatteras and Mania. So there's your temperatures. Your feels like temperatures, yeah, 103 to about 110 out the door. So really warm, really hot, no doubt about. We're seeing these temperatures feeling closer to the triple digits, except for Beaufort. There's the only exception there. They're feeling like the actual, well, the air temperature was in the upper 80s, so kind of a few degrees above that. But anyway, yeah, here's your sanitary restaurant view. There's a couple of boats out there in Morehead City. Back at the distance there, you see that haze in the sky. That hazy sunshine really puts a thing. You really notice that as well, and maybe you even saw a lot of that humidity just lingering everywhere. That's really what we're dealing with that as well. Even towards Goldsboro, even a little bit of cloud cover there, but still not much of the break of rain. Of course, yesterday about this time, you all were getting a downpour of around the shower and storms. And speaking of shower and storms, we got a couple blossoming up outside of Carteret County there along Washington, Terrell, and Hyde County, seeing a little bit of some rainfall. We'll touch more on that coming up at 4 on the next update here. But you see where the rainfall has been falling over the last 24 hours here. Northern 64 counties there picked up their heavy rain back towards I-95 north of the Wilson, Rocky Mount, portions of Nash County, Edgecombe County, Halifax County picked up some heavy rainfall over the past 24 hours. Even those wind reports as well coming in from Goldsboro, Wilson, again, Wayne County, Duplin County. They had some power lines down there, and a lot of trees were down, but a lot of even some mixed in that with some hail reports in very isolated spots. Again, the map looks very unorganized, and kind of could see a similar setup to the mountains back there, how it was yesterday, how everything was just coming in from the west. That west flow was making the storms blossom out towards the states there along the Appalachia spine. But again, that is something to be keep an eye on. So if you're traveling out that way, you really will be noticing those blossoming thunderstorms. But for us, we're getting those little hit or miss showers right now. Winds are out of the south about 5 to 10 briefly, so a little breeze out there. But of course, yesterday evening, we had some of the showers that moved through. Felt nice last night. Post-sunset until about maybe 4 o'clock this morning. You kind of stepped out there, maybe you were up early doing a run or something. You notice how nice it felt for a little while. But anyway, heat index for the rest of the day holding in the triple digits to about 10 o'clock. We'll drop at the 80s, warm back up at the triple digits early tomorrow afternoon. But again, we're going to be close, if not below heat advisory criteria. So we'll see if we have another one gets issued or not. We'll update you on that as well. But overall, you kind of could see a lot of our Heat tips here are pretty much evident. You know, listen to your body, take care of yourself, look after one another. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay safe outside in this heat. And you see tomorrow we're in that major to medium risk. A little extreme for some folks, but again, by the weekend, we begin to see a slow decline in this as well. So some good news of that. As we go towards the rest of tonight, again, maybe the stray showers you saw there on the radar earlier, those begin to fall apart. No concerns for that. Just your typical afternoon showers and thunderstorms, quieting down into Friday morning with coastal clouds, and then eventually to the afternoon we'll see again maybe some pop and go isolated storms. There's no real threat to such thing, but I will say though, you know, you get what you get for this time of year. Heat, humidity builds things up, bubbling up the atmosphere, gets a little organized and unstable. Even Saturday morning is looking pretty good. Maybe a few coastal sprinkles. That's about it towards sunrise, but most of the day of the weekend is going to be pretty nice to go. It's going to be hot, but still not as oppressively hot like we've been the last several days. Now again, we see rainfall like I mentioned to you there, a couple of quarters, half an inch, give a few tenths here or there. And again, looking towards your coastal 5-day forecast, will hold in the upper 80s there. For the rest of the beach forecast there, it's going to be humid there, so a variety of 80s there, and even your overnight lows at 80 degrees, give or take. So really not cooling off as much. Next chance of rain comes by next Tuesday for a lot of folks, but most Monday, late Monday of next week, we may see some system setting up here. We're going to be stuck on a boundary that's going to be giving us a shower chance as well. Each and every day we carry a chance of rain, little small chances of rain every day. That's why we're not forecasting to see mounds of rain everywhere, but of course something to keep in the back of your mind if you do have plans being outside there. Highs near 90, how about that? Below instead of near 100, we're going to go near 90 for several days, maybe some upper 80s as we go towards Wednesday, Thursday. Next week looks to be maybe the wettest of the 2 days. Looks to be right now Wednesday with some storms later on in the afternoon and the evening hours. And then again, we're watching for 4th of July. We've done stuck that little icon on the calendar, or the 8th day there. You've been noticing that we'll eventually be talking about 4th of July celebrations, highs holding near 90 degrees. So overall though, looking at this forecast, yes, not the greatest of the weather days, but I will say for those who are trying to make some plans to get outside, you're going to have opportunities to do so. So I don't want you to be thinking you have to immediately cancel plans and just kind of jump ship and go back inside. But other than that, I will say majority of the area will see some form of rain. We'll see a lot of heat, no doubt about that. Will be lingering for quite some time. But other than that, that's all I got for you here. I'll see you back about 15 minutes or so at 4 p.m. We'll have more weather to discuss, and hope you stay hydrated, take care of each other, stay safe in this dangerous heat. Obviously, this is kind of like the last hurrah of this heat we've been in for some time, and know a lot of you on social media have been asking about when are we going to cool down again. Well, that 89 next Thursday and Friday looks pretty nice compared to that 98 we saw yesterday. The high yesterday was 99. The record high was 100. So we're just 1 degree from the actual record-setting temperature tying it. But unfortunately, Cape Hatteras this past week, they've had several days of breaking records, if not tying records here along the east. So that's been the only place so far. A lot of you got close to them. We haven't broke them, with the exception of Cape Hatteras there. That's the only oddball in the forecast. So that'll do it for me. I will talk to you at 4 p.m.